Thank you, Jay Billis. Here's a look at that West region that you might want to fill out. Now, look, Arizona is favored, but they are the 2 seed. North Carolina is the 1 seed. All the way at the bottom there, you got Tom Izzo in the Ides of March with Michigan State. All right, gentlemen, here is your assignment. Joe, you are going to critique the West region picks that Dalen Cuff throws on screen here.
Oh, we got a lot of time for this.
It should just be you, my friend. Go ahead.
Fire it up there. UNC is the 1 seed in this region, so are they advancing to round 2?
No offense to Howard or Wagner, whoever wins, but we're going to put North Carolina into the next round here.
So far, so good.
Thank you, sir. Now, this round, we did talk about this earlier. The seeding situations here throughout this tournament, I've had questions with the most in the West region. Michigan State is not a 9. Mississippi State, a legit 8. And an 8 that could be a little scary for North Carolina. We'll come back to that in a second. Grand Canyon, we're going to get wild. I told you earlier.
Boy.
We're going to get wild in this thing. I'm going to get out of my comfort zone. I'm going to fade St. Mary's like I did last year. Paid for that. Who cares?
The Joshua
Alabama.
Jefferson injury, big for St. Mary's there.
It is big for them, and I think the pace at which they play, obviously Grand Canyon did beat San Diego State earlier this year, granted at home. They know how to play that style and beat another physical team. I think they can do it with St. Mary's, and we'll keep on moving.
Bottom of the bracket?
Bottom of the bracket. Again, another underseeded team. I talked about it on the show, about 6 weeks ago when they were feeling good?
Okay, we're cooking
When they were feeling good?
We're
Mexico
cooking it. Red hot at the right time.
They really are. They're playing like they did in January when they were ranked and playing good ball. Let's go with Baylor. I like Colgate. I like the way they shoot the ball and how great Matt Langle's done. Baylor's just a better kind of version of you. Their defensive issues not going to come into play quite yet.
Patriot League down this year. You wonder if Colgate looks a little inflated because they've had so much success coming out of that. But given the state of the Patriot League, they could be a little overvalued. Maybe lay the 13, just a nugget. Just a nugget.
Similar to Charleston, I'm sure. But Charleston, similar type of situation when you compare them to last year or years past from that conference. I covered Dayton all year in the A-10. They're a really good team. They play one of the slowest tempos in the country. They are going to grind a game, and they have a smaller margin of error. That's the problem, is they only have 6 dudes, and one of them, their point guard's been hurt recently.
I feel like a butt's coming here.
I'm going to Nevada right there. I think Nevada is a team I think the Mountain West has been poo-pooed by and large by the bracket. I'm not leaning into the Mountain West. This is more of a Dayton team that I really like, that I think that they're just in this situation without Bennett. I'm a little worried about them. Arizona. Bennett will be there, but I don't know if he's 100%. He played in the tournament game that lost to Duke.
Yeah, I got to be honest. You don't like the fired coach still coaching his team angle here?
Let's keep it moving.
Bring it on to.
Let's roll on. Here we go.
Sweet 16
All
round?
right.
Who's getting the Sweet 16? Now, I do think with all the options they have offensively for North Carolina, with all the talent they have and the fact that they are an elite defensive team, they're going to win the game. It's going to be tight. I am really intrigued to see what that line in that game will be, but I do like North Carolina there.
What do you want to see it where you're playing Mississippi State or North Carolina? Like 5.5 is that Mississippi State? 5.5 is that North Carolina?
That's a good question. I mean, I think what would be what it comes out at. If it's below 6, it's a Mississippi State situation. I'm sorry, North Carolina situation. If it's above that,
6.
Okay.
That's not my jump real quick. We'll see. Here we go. Alabama, you're going to live and die by the 3 because it used to be in years past they would defend. Last year they defended like crazy too.
They don't play any defense.
They have no interior defense. They don't have interest in defending, and if you can get them in a half-court game, you're in trouble. Let's go with the Antelopes.
The fighting Bryce Drew.
Told you, this is antithetical to most things I've done in the past, but I'm just firing this year. Just putting in double-digit seeds. Speaking of that, let's go again. New Mexico.
Wow.
Here we go.
Okay.
Play at pace. Can you turn over Baylor? Can you get Baylor a bit out of sorts? And then I think this is going to be a high-scoring, really fun, entertaining game. One of the better games in the second round. And this is more of is Baylor probably the more quality team, and definitely over the season? Yes, they have 10 quad-1 wins. We know they can beat good teams. I just said I'm firing. New Mexico.
They've also had some swings and misses with Baylor. Some of these, as battle-tested as they are in the Big 12, there have been some stinkers laid by some of those teams.
And I don't think if they play their zone is going to be as effective against a New Mexico team. I think they've got enough guards and playmakers to be just playing downhill and playing through that zone.
Mount West getting some love.
Oh, I didn't realize I was doing that. Okay, Arizona.
Okay.
Sorry, and that Mount West love. Let's go Arizona there. And keep it moving here.
Yeah, we'll move to the Elite 8 round. So, Joe, so far, what do we think of what he's done in the West?
I'm solid with it. I'm not going to get too in-depth right now, only because obviously the team I'm picking to win the region's coming out of this group. Not much of a shocker there. But I'm interested to see where you're going to go, especially when we get to the next round. Go ahead. Fire away, Mr. Kopp.
Sorry, guys. It's been a great run. It's been a great run for you.
That would have been, yeah. I had Grand Canyon winning it all, so a bit disappointed here.
Look at you.
Just kidding.
The fact of the consistency of North Carolina, I think when they are locked in, which they have been most of the year. February was a wobble defensively, and a lot of teams we see them get to that point of the year. It's like, let's get into March, let's get it back. They ran into a buzzsaw in NC State. They still are a really good team. The fact they lost the ACC finals didn't bother me at all. Grand Canyon's really good. I think the overwhelming options, again, offensively and the defensive capabilities are too much. This Arizona team, we haven't touched on them yet. Let me breeze them through the first 2 games. They are the classic, they got to be up for the game. And we've seen it all year. When they're not up for the game, they lose the game. Look at the last regular season game against USC. They're not into it. They lose it on the road. They play that very same team like 6 days later, and they beat the doors off them. I do think in the tournament situation, they are locked and they're ready to go. They will be coming out of that weekend, out of the first weekend. I'm moving on Arizona.
What's one nugget, Joe Fortenbaugh, you know about Arizona and proximity or where you are geographically winning the title? You threw something out that was kind of crazy.
We have not seen a team west of Texas win the dance since Arizona in 1997.
With Miles Simon, Bibby,
30 years
that whole
ago.
Crew. And on our Josh Passer, who was on that sideline as well, Coach Passer.
All right.
The thing with Arizona, to your point, when they're struggling, they are way too reliant on Caleb Love. Like, they will just let him control the entire offense. It seems like they get so far away from their plan in some of those spots, and they just dig themselves a deeper hole.
I don't think that's them doing that. I think that's Caleb doing that.
That?
That's where the concern is with that team. You got to keep him kind of reined in. Want him to be great, but don't be chaotic. And the last time he was in the tournament, he did help them get to a Final Four, them being North Carolina, and here we are again. This one I've stared at for a while. And
Moment of truth.
Last night, they put Arizona on the graphic, and I said, I don't know if I like that. I don't know. I thought I said the other team when I made when I sent my picks in. So we are going to go with the team that I have more confidence in and more collective understanding of what they're going to do all the time. And again, not as much reliant as one player and a little more defensively minded. We are putting the heels in. And as much as I like chaos in that bracket, we ended with chalk there, and as chalky as it gets. Which I don't feel great about that, but that's where we are.
Agreed. Love the defense from North Carolina. Love the fact that they're battle tested, especially on the road. I want to see some key road wins from some of these teams. That's what worries me a little bit about Auburn when we talk about them trying to get past a team like UConn. Free throw shooting. Mostly it's a bias because you bet on these teams and they can't make their free throws late in games, and you're pulling your hair out. North Carolina's a good free throw shooting team. I agree with you, Dalen.
Well, the challenge with this tournament isn't just because when it's on neutral, it's not road and home, it's different. So it's a neutral environment, pressure like we've never seen, eyeballs like we've never seen. And we've seen, unfortunately, young kids, because they are kids, collapse in the moment. We've seen a lot rise to the moment. But when you're on that free throw line, it doesn't feel like it did, when nobody's in the gym a week ago.
Good job, gentlemen. Next region we go to, we're going to flip the assignment. Joe will be making his picks, and Dalen will weigh in. That's still to come.
I'm going to get a gavel and judge the heck out of you.
Not good at the screen.
Oh, that's right, from last year.